Imani, who had grown up knowing injustice, felt she had to act. Almost unconscious of the risk she was taking, she went to the king's palace, determined to plead the condemned man's case, even though she didn't know him. Before the royal court, she spoke with passion and conviction, asking the king to reconsider his decision. Her determination and courage impressed the king, who decided to give the condemned man a chance. To everyone's surprise, the man was finally released, benefiting from the king's favour thanks to Imani's unprecedented bravery. But that was not the end of the story. As the man stepped forward to thank Imani, their eyes met, and they both realised the truth. The man was none other than Imani's father, the one who had abandoned her at birth. More than 20 years after abandoning his daughter, he saw her again in such a manner. Shock and pain mingled in Imani's heart. For years she had dreamed of finding her father, but she never imagined he would be condemned to death. Imani's father fell to his knees and wept. The whole village watched them. What would Imani do? Forgiveness was not easy, but Imani knew it was the only path to healing. Before the entire village, she stepped forward to her father, looked him in the eyes, and embraced him. Tears flowed down their cheeks, leaving behind years of pain and resentment. But that was not the only surprise destiny had in store for Imani. The village prince named Adam, who had always been captivated by Imani's uniqueness, and who, unlike most villagers, saw not ugliness in her, but rather a mysterious and enchanting beauty, seized the occasion to attract Imani's attention. He started with simple gestures, warm greetings, and sincere smiles whenever he crossed paths with Imani in the village. Gradually, he gained her trust, showing her that he was different from the others, that he saw in her what no one else seemed to see. Initially wary, Imani eventually softened to Adam's kindness and attention. She found it hard to believe that someone could genuinely be interested in her, but every gesture from the prince proved otherwise. She found herself smiling in his presence, eagerly anticipating their encounters. Soon, Adam took a further step. He invited Imani for a walk in the castle gardens, a magnificent place where exotic flowers perfumed the air and birds sang their sweet melodies. They talked for hours, sharing stories about their childhood, dreams, and aspirations. Adam was captivated by Imani's intelligence and sensitivity, while she felt finally listened to and understood. Over time, their friendship transformed into something deeper. Adam realized he had fallen in love with Imani, with her inner strength, her gentleness, and her true beauty that shone through appearances. He decided to declare his love to her, to confess the feelings that had burned in his heart for so long. One evening under a starry sky, Adam invited Imani to a private evening in the castle gardens. He had prepared a romantic candlelit dinner with delicious dishes and exquisite wines. They shared laughter and knowing glances, growing closer and closer as the night progressed. Then came the long-awaited moment. As the moon softly lit their path, Adam gently took Imani's hand in his and gazed into her eyes. He expressed the feelings that had been simmering in his heart for so long, telling her that she was the most beautiful person he had ever met, that her soul shone with a light that had ignited his own. Imani was speechless, overwhelmed by the emotion of the moment. She found it hard to believe that someone could love her in this way, with such sincerity and passion. But looking at Adam, she saw the truth in his eyes, the tenderness and love that burned like stars in the night. Without a word, she threw herself into his arms, letting out the feelings that had long been held back. Their lips met in a gentle kiss, sealing their burgeoning love under the benevolent gaze of the moon and stars. And in that magical moment, Imani understood that no matter what the world thought of her, she had found in Adam a true love that transcended appearances and prejudices. Imani's marriage to the prince was a grand event, celebrated throughout the kingdom. The villagers were astonished to see the little girl abandoned near the garbage become the village princess. But for Imani, it wasn't the title that mattered, but the sincere love and respect of her husband and her people. And so, Imani continued to reign with wisdom and compassion alongside her husband, her father, and Mam Zara, always ready to help those in need and defend the oppressed. Her story became a legend throughout the kingdom, reminding everyone that true beauty lies in the heart and that forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds. In her heart, Imani knew she had found her true family and her true home among those who accepted and loved her.